morning, everyone. Bill Brown from iTurf Apps, and this morning I wanted to just take a couple minutes and introduce you to a new application that we've been looking at that we really like. We really think it's going to add a lot of efficiency and productivity to your operation. Just before I get into it, a lot of people ask me, well, how do you say the app is good? Why is an app good? What do you look at? Well, there's three things I look at. One, is the app intuitive? Okay, does it take into account the hardware it's being used on? Is it easy to use? For example, on an iPad, does it take into account the multi-touch gestures? Okay, is it easy? Could you essentially put it in the hand of a 2-year-old and let them, and they could maneuver their way around an app? Yes, this app is very intuitive. When you open it up, it's very clear. You can tell where you need to touch, where you need to tap, how to go back, how to go forward. It's very intuitive, and this app works on an iPhone, iPad, and on a desktop. Okay. Secondly, is the app, does it look good? Okay. There's apps out there that are great, they're productive, they're intuitive, but they're awful. Graphics are awful, and at the end of the day, these iPads are fun devices. Tablets are fun devices. Mobile phones that are smartphones are fun devices. So the app should be fun. It should be a good-looking application. This app is that. It is a great-looking application, very intuitive. And third, is the app productive? Does it make me productive? Is it efficient to use? Yes, it is. The best part about this application, it was developed by former superintendent and assistant superintendent Greg Wojcik and Matt Leverage. They know what we go through every day. So it was very easy for them to make an intuitive, good-looking, productive, efficient application for turf managers. So I have the application. It's called the Coverage System application by Playbooks for Golf. It's on my home screen. I'm going to click it here, and you can see when it loads, you do need an internet connection, but very intuitive, very easy, very simple, very good-looking application. Now we're going to go over and do a couple videos to give you the real meat and potatoes of this application, but let's just kind of give you a 50,000-foot view of the app here. So first, the application log. This app essentially allows you to create and track fertilizer and chemical applications on your golf course. So let's go to the application log first. Here, when I go to the application log and I'm on my iPad, you can do this on your iPhone or your desktop. So if I'm out on the golf course and I see some issues out there and I want to make an application, I can quickly load this app and create the application right on my mobile device. I can put the date of the application in, and a lot of these areas can be customized. If you simply talk to Matt or Greg, they can customize these areas for you. Say you have a clubhouse area and you don't want to list it as other, they could put clubhouse grounds in for you. Down at the bottom, say bottom quarter of the application log, those variables that are listed in there, they can add some variables in there for you, so it lines up with more of what you need to record. At the bottom, once you enter information in, you can hit save and print. You can print the document out and hand it to your application technician, or you can you can put it into your application logbook. A lot of us are required to keep a hard copy, a physical copy of all our applications. Well, like I said before, this app creates efficiencies. If you do something like this in a Google form, it may not be in the right form, and it may take extra steps for you to have to print out or redo to put it into a physical form in your application logbook. This, you simply hit print, comes out of your printer, put it into your logbook. Okay, so this also then, once you enter this information in, goes into the report system of the application for you, and we're going to show you that here shortly. So let's go back to the home screen. Okay, now we're back at the home screen. We just went through the application log. Now let's look at the sprays. So once you enter an application in, it goes into this area. Okay, and you can see here they made a spray on greens, and we can tap on the individual spray, and you can see greens for dollar spot. They put some fertilizer in a tank. They entered the cost in. If you want, you can actually click on the application log file to see what was applied. Some superintendents and turf managers are actually using this to create the spray and not just document the spray. So say you created the spray, and when you mixed up, maybe you had a storm and you had to do the spray over 2 days, you could go back into the application log and change the date of the spray. Or maybe, on one of the tanks, you had to increase your amount of chlorothalonil. You could simply go back into the application log and adjust it right from here. Then, you know, from the spray, you can see exactly what I applied, at what rate I applied that day. The best part about this app is it takes into account the coverage windows of each product. So you see down here for Dollar Spot, I've got about 7 days control on the Syngenta Decano Ultrex. And as I'm leaving my coverage window, the dots become more opaque to the point on the 14th day I'm no longer covered for Dollar Spot with the Decano Ultrex, but I am covered with the other product. So again, superintendents and turf managers being very visual people, this is an app you can quickly go to and see if you're covered or you're not covered. If I go back to the main spray screen, sort of the same visual effect here. I can go down and see that I am covered in green. As I get to orange, this spray down here, I'm starting to get out of my coverage window, and as I get into the red, all these applications that were made are no longer covering for Dollar Spot. Okay, so let's go back to the main screen again. So we looked at sprays, the labels. These two guys did a lot of work in ensuring that there is a substantial label database for you. You can search by category, okay, or you can simply, if you know what product you want to look at, you can simply enter the product name in, and the product label will come up. This allows you to be out on the golf course. If you see something you know you need to make an application for, you can go right into this app, read the label, determine what rate you want to go at, go into your application log, create the application, and you could print it out in your office if you have a wireless printer, and it can go right to the spray technician. So again, very intuitive, very efficient application. Report section is where your accumulator is. So the one thing they've added in here is an accumulator for fertilizer for you for NP and K. This is the totalizer here. You can simply select a specific area if you want to view it, and then you can search by date. So say you want to see how much N you put down in March or April. You can select those dates, and it's going to output those numbers for you. Again, very efficient. Okay, you could be in a meeting and start, you know, working through your next day's sprays, or if somebody has a question for you, say you have a USGA visit or a director of agronomy is on property, you can quickly pull up what you've been spraying and your fertilizer totals here very quickly right from the application. Also from the report section, some of this can be customized for you. So in this area they have the course data. This specific label, if I click on it, it's going to take me into the square footages of this particular property. I've also loaded in a USGA regional report. Say you had a TAS visit from the USGA, you want to load into this app so you can quickly reference it, it can be loaded into this application. And then you've got your weather data here. So again, very intuitive application for you to track and monitor your chemical and fertilizer applications for a turf system, whether it's a golf course, sports turf, or lawn care. Again, we're going to do another video really detailing how all these systems work together. But again, great application from Playbooks for Golf. If you'd like more information or a demo, we'd be glad to do it for you, or the guys at Playbooks for Golf can do it for you. You can reach out to us. The contact information is on the side at iTurfApps or my email. You can also reach right out to Greg or Matt. They'd be glad to do a demo for you. Their email contact information is also on the screen for you as well. So stay tuned, as we're going to give specific videos here on the application log and sprays as well. Bill Brown from iTurfApps. We'll see you soon.